Right, let's turn that record around. It's a Columbia record, and with a very Scottish flavour. It's William McCulloch, who was a storyteller and monologuist. The recording is from the 1940s, and this is in two parts. This is side one, part one, when Agnes got married.
The bride came in, leaning on her father's arm to steady him up. You know, he's an awful man, her father, not worthy of the glorious name he bears. He's called John Drinkwater, but that's a libel on him. He doesn't know the taste of it. Well, Agnes came in greeting, looking very pale and emaciated, and trembling like an ashpan leaf. Her father wasn't trembling. He was staggering. He was at that stage where he was feared to turn round in case he would fall. The bridegroom, George, was a decent, well-meaning, plain young man, and Agnes was, if anything, a little plainer. It's an awful pity she has such a red nose. She'd be quite good-looking without it. Her father has a very red nose, and he says he's a teetotaler. Well, his nose must be like our gas meter. It registers more than it consumes. Of course, there was the usual racket about the ring. Both George and the best man had on white gloves. I suppose it would be to hide their red hands. You see, they're both dyers to trade. And when the minister asked for the ring, they couldn't get it, and they felt all their pockets. And then George put it out with a jerk, and it fell on the flare. Every one of us, including the minister, got down on their knees to hunt for it. You would have thought we was playing at polar bears. And we had to shift the table and the chairs and the chest of drawers, and by the time we got it, you would have thought it was a flitting we was at instead of a wedding. And then, and this is where you wave your bonnet, the wine come in, and speaking in the language of the weather forecast, the glass began to rise. In fact, Severio glasses began to rise. The depression ceased over Iceland, and even the brides don't greet. The minister was asked if he would have a refreshment. No, he said, the cake I will take, but the wine I will not touch. We lad touched it for him, and he took the cake. And then we adjourned for supper, or rather I should say we stampeded. The way they all rushed into the kitchen was disgraceful, absolutely scandalous. Mind you, I know, for I got in first. The supper was a great excess. 3 helpings everything, and then an encore. What a noise. Everybody talking at the one time, and Agnes's father supping his soup with full musical honours. Appetite. He ate everything in the menu except the name of the purveyor.
Right, side 2 of this lovely Columbia record, 4529, When Agnes Got Married, part 2, Talking by William McCulloch.
There was a wife kept winking her left eye at me like this, so of course I winked back like that, and she did it again. Judge says I've clicked, so I did it again, and then she started to greet and left the kitchen. I couldn't understand it, but I found out afterwards that she couldn't help winking, for she had the palpitoodlums in the nerves of her face. No, romance was not for me, and me with my waistcoat full of love. Well, we had songs and recitations, and a soul-destroying game at Tiddlywinks. The minister won the first prize and was proclaimed Open Champion Tiddlywinker of Tiddly-Toodlium. I thought the wife with the palpitoodliums would have been the best Tiddlywinker. Oh, there's nothing namby-pamby about the minister. He goes in for all manly sports, and he would tiddlywink or bee-bob abbity with the best of them. But there was one sad accident happened. Agnes's father, the poor old man, oh, I was awful sorry for him. The decent old chap. He'd drunk a glass of water by mistake and almost lost conscientiousness. It's really a most dangerous practice, leaving water lying about at weddings. I wasn't feeling that awful chirpy myself by this time, but Jodie's brother Will gave a bit solo on his bagpipes, and that sobered me up. It was that kind of mournful and sad that after I'd been playing for about 2 minutes, I felt I wanted to go out and lead a better life. Of course, Willie was playing under difficulties. One day he was ploughing about with a circular saw, and he got one of his fingers taken off. The gaffer come up and he says to him, "How did you manage that?" "Oh," says Willie, "I hardly can. I just touched the saw with my finger like that, and dash, oh, there's another in a wallet." Well, that was how Agnes got married, but there's an epilogue to it, as they say on the wireless. and it will follow in approximately 2 3/4 seconds. Copyright by Loiter, the Press Association, the Gas Association, and the Central Station. The marriage had been past and gone for just a week or more when I met Aggie's father outside his front street door. John was a nicht. Who did you fear? He asked me with a smile. Oh, me, I said with sad refrain. I landed in the jail. The jail, he said, and shook his head. His wife's a flightin' dame. By gum, lad, you was laughing, for our worse luck got hame.